Welcome to Swiss Echoes, episode 14, and today I'm joined by Dance, ex-coach of Sparx Esports, and ex-CSGO player in Switzerland, a real veteran. When I told him I would like to do a video about his coaching stint at Sparx, he was very motivated to come on the show, and I'm very motivated as well. So welcome, Dance.
Hello, guys, and thanks a lot for the invite us again. It's a pleasure to do it with you.
Yeah, thank you for being here again. So,
Anyway,
recently you've been the coach of Sparks from the second Swisscom Hero League match until the 1st of November. So, how did that happen? How did you become the coach of Sparks Esports?
it was like that. Since I was not in the right mindset to play, then I decided why not do a try to be a coach, because I think I have to be a coach, you have to have like a personality and also game knowledge, and I think I have both to be a coach. Then I decided to I think I did like I write a post on Twitter, that I'm looking to be a coach. Um, and then Recon, which is a player from Sparks, um, which is a old friend of mine as well, um, contact me and they said if I'm down to give a try for Sparks, me being as their coach, And then we had like a meet with every player and the CEO, and then I like them, they like myself, and then we just started. That was like this.
So, this is the only team that reached out to you, right?
At the moment, there were some Portuguese team from the Portugal scene
Oh, okay.
also interested. In Switzerland, I think it was only them at that moment when I wrote the post on Twitter.
So, was it your first time being a coach, or did you have no previous
It was
experience?
not previous experience. It was my first time, and I'm really thanks to them to give me that opportunity. Because yeah, you have to start from somewhere. And it was really a nice experience for me, and to know if I'm really capable to do that, if I'm really the right person to do that. And I think I am. I have the right mindset. Uh, I have also game knowledge because I'm playing this game since 2008. But I think the coach that means a lot more than just game knowledge. It's
Also,
not
the
only that
mental side, right?
mental side. I think you have to be like a father for your players when they are struggling. You are there to help them. So you can inside and outside the game. You need to help them. That's your work as a coach, in my opinion.
So you said you sat down with the players and the CEO, then you got the job. But what was the first thing you did with Sparks after you got the job?
The first thing after explaining them my work ethic, we joined a server, and then I remember this. It was the first time we joined the map Vertigo, and then they had like a prac. It was the first time, and then and Vertigo was like a map that and I don't know if you know, but it's kind of new for the map pool,
Yeah.
right? And then we started from there, and yeah, it went pretty well because it was also their first prac on Vertigo because they wanted to try a new map, and I like how it felt for the first time playing with them with a new map for me and for themselves.
So you just played this game and tried to get a first look of the team, like how
Yeah,
they
yeah,
play.
exactly. Yeah, it was just instantly, something uh, not planned, nothing like you know. That's how I like the things that you don't plan too much. You just go into it and you just start to look how the players play. So I already had like something to write before after the practice. You know that's good. That's input.
So the first thing you did was get to know the team. But after that, after you have started to know the players, how they play and all, what they like to do, what was the first thing you did then?
Um, I tried to fix some micro adjustments from players to players, being more less aggressive. Something basic. Um, I also try to learn them the entry path when they are entry fragging, um, to freeze when you have to freeze when you have man advantage, and to show also some. I did some videos learning them the utility, some threats. That's how I worked with them.
It's very good that you mentioned those videos because when I talked to Shubi, he praised you. He said you made a lot. And I think he mentioned the videos. Can you explain
Okay.
us what these videos were? Because that's a lot
Uh,
of work. That's a lot of work to make these videos, right?
yeah, yeah. At the beginning, I was really motivated, and that's I just open my CS, with OBS. I record my POV, right? And explaining them the threat, let's say something like a rush B or a split B, and I will say exactly what which player has to do and what they have to use as a utility, you know. And for each map, it was Dust 2, it was Inferno, it was Overpass. I think we had like 4 maps on the map pool that we were like practicing. And on those 4 maps, I made videos like explaining the strats, the utility. Yeah, it was really helpful for them, you know.
Now, something I think would be very useful uh, of having a coach is that a coach can make a structure for the team. Like, did you make,
Exactly.
okay, we will have these maps, we will have these threats. Did you do something like that? And maybe even a training regime. Like, did you say them you have to do aimbots every day or do deathmatch every day? Did you even give them a structure to improve themselves?
I did. I did. I was always telling them to put the max time that they can, the commitment, that because that's really important. About the maps, um, it was decided in group, we decided we were like 6 players. I was the coach, well, 6 people, and decided which map we should play or not in a team. Not like we play this to because I wanted that everyone agrees, not like just my opinion, because also their opinion that really matters, right?
Yeah.
Um, Besides that, it was just the commitment, they should like play what they want, what they wish, deathmatch or aimbots. I told them it really will help you to improve your game. And if you also want to some work individual, like some player is struggling, they could have come to me and asked to help them like individual, after the pracs, I'm alone with a player and I help them, what I mean, something like that.
Okay. That sounds very useful, very useful to improve because without having a coach, some players will have problems improving. They will just stay the same. So
Exactly.
you are very useful. But apart from that, what are the things a Swiss CS:GO coach does for his team, or what you did as a Swiss CS:GO coach?
um, it's like as a reminder when thing happens in the past to not happen in the future, like to fix the issues as fast as you can. Um, so when something happens, why we are losing rounds like this, I'm always telling them to not do that, because in the past they have they had like the issue and the mistake, and now they should fix it to not happen again, right? And also most likely the mindset, which mindset we should use to be a successful team, um, because that team from Sparks, they had a lot of potential really, and the problem was more with them. It was the commitment, which I understand in the Swiss scene. People work, um, people don't do it as full time. I was doing it as a full time as a coach, but they can't. They couldn't do it as also full time. So it was a problem. I would say the most problem I had with them was the commitment.
Now, what do you want to say? Uh, so you said you made these videos where you also said, yeah, we do a execute like this and all.
Yeah.
Did you do also like something of a strat book? Give them a lot of new strats they should do and all?
I didn't do a strat book. I wanted to do that at more at the end because it was not working like I planned. But the strat book will be more not for the strats. It will be more like, let's say some player do a mistake. I write it down, right? And then I write down why you lose that round. So and what the player has to improve. I should like write everything down on the document like in Google Drive, and the players they could watch that and they know, oh, this sprack I have to focus on that because the previous sprack, yeah, I had some problems with this, you know.
Mm-hmm.
I told that I told that always by talking, but I thought maybe if I write it down will be better because I think if I talk, then maybe they will forget it, you know. So then I decided to do that, but then at the end, the team ended and was was not on time to do that.
So, what was your whole experience with the Sparx Esports team, with the players, the team in itself?
Environment, yeah.
Yeah.
I would say it was a really positive project and opportunity, and also for me and for them as well. Uh, about the players, I have nothing to say about them. I really enjoy. I really enjoy to play with them. They have huge potential. They have to, they have to work on the commitment and mindset. I gave them some tips, so if they want to improve, if they listen me, they will get where they want to get. Uh, I have nothing bad to say about it, and the org itself is really professional. I really liked to work with Sparx. Their management, CEO, which is young one, I talk with him a lot. When I decided to step down from the team and understand it very well. They're really professional, and I think they will be in future one of the best works in Switzerland in terms of achievements, and also in like in anything. They have a huge potential.
Now you coach them in two different competitions. Once in the Swisscom Hero League and once in the Swiss Esports League. So for the Swisscom Hero League, you had pretty good results. You got to the playoffs. There you lost close 2-1 to My Insanity. But can you tell me what was the regular season? So without the playoffs, what did you do to prepare the team every week for their matches? Did you prepare for every opponent, or what did you do? How was
Uh,
it like
yeah,
playing in the Hero
like I
League?
said, like I said at the beginning, I was 100%, 200% for the team and motivated. I was doing briefings, watching the demos from the opponents, writing down. Then after that, do with the team, explain them what they do, what they should not do to counter the opponent team. Um, More. Let me see more. Then we also correct our own strats. Something like that. Yeah, basically it was that watching the opponent demos, try to counter them, and do also our game. That's
Now, unless you did want to say something.
no, it's fine. You can
Okay.
continue.
So, regular season is regular season. The interesting part are the playoffs. For the
Ah,
playoffs, you do a lot more. You have this one opponent, you prepare a week for it, whatever. You have more time as well. So, how did you prepare for My Insanity?
um, it was like that. Our goal was to get into playoffs, and we did it. And then since we had it, it was just a plus, to continue. It was just like, we have the playoffs achievement. We will don't care anymore. No, we got also more motivated, and yeah, and we wanted to go further, of course. And for Man City, it was kind of the same, because we won them 2-0 on the regular season. So we didn't change too much because it was like, we already knew how they play, you know. Uh, it was the preparation I did with for my insanity was the same I did in the regular season, you know. But at that time they played just better than us, you know, for the playoffs, and they won.
So
That
what do you
was
think was the problem then? Were they just better individually, or?
I think the problem started happening from there, from middle season, I would say, and that affected the team. And then some pressure as well for the players. All combined, you know, uh, you will not perform like you performed before. And I think that was the problem.
So the pressure and problems from. So you had problems from the middle of the season, and they just stayed with you, got worse,
Uh,
plus the pressure.
yeah, exactly.
So
That was getting. It's like a snowball, you know.
so we will talk later about problems. Now, if you could go back in time, what would you do different in your preparation against my insanity?
I will not do. I would if I could go back in time, I will do a better preparation for my players, because we lost because of ourselves. You know, we let them beat us. You know, I would. I think it was more psychology instead of you know game wise. I would like maybe be more awareness how the players are feeling, you know, in the team, instead of play more that match, or because that was not the problem, you know. I would maybe give more advices and work from one player to the other player individually, and say let's forget about the past and the struggles, and let's start from like let's do like a new fresh start now, because we have this opportunity to go through the playoffs, something like that, more psychologically instead of game wise.
So you during the technical pauses you could speak. Did you use that? And because if you say it's psychological, these pauses are good. You can slow the game down,
Yeah, exactly.
take some tempo out, tell them, "Hey, don't tilt." Did you do that?
Of course, that's the work of a coach mostly. It's to calm down the players during the you know during the games. um yeah, to tell them to not stress out, to read the enemy team, right, to read them, and then say you have to do this because they are doing that, so you can counter them, because when you are coaching you have a better perspective from the game, because you are watching, you are not playing, right, so you
Yeah.
can see better than the players, you know. So the coach is a reminder, also a, a person there to calm down the players, to not tilt and everything like that.
So you finished in the quarterfinals in the Swisscom Hero League.
Mhm.
Then you stayed with Sparks for 3 games in the cell for 0-2, 0-2, and 1-1. So not really good results, which is very surprising. I thought, okay, Sparks in the Hero League they were very good, and then they get to the cell. I think they are ninth place now out of 10 teams currently. They haven't
Yeah,
won a single series, no 2-0, only 1-1s or 0-2s. So
exactly.
how did that happen? I thought Sparks is super good with that Hero League placing.
I can explain you what happened. It's like the past um, issues didn't got resolved, and the snowball was getting bigger, you know, and it affected all the players, including myself, you know. And then that's when we see that something had to change, you know. And we had a lot of like meetings together to with all the team players, and to say you have to really change on that, on these, you know, otherwise it won't work, you know. It was really that the previous issues didn't fix it, and then it affected us on the Swiss Sports League, and it's like it's all psychologically. uh, that was the reason.
So what were those problems you mentioned started happening during the season?
Tilt
People.
problems, you
Hmm.
know, from players to players. which I understand. But if you really want to win, you have to be stronger and get rid of tilt. Most yeah. And then when you just it's like a a team game, right? You have 5 players. If one player is just tilted, it will ruin the game, no matter what. Because I know, because I have that experience with myself, because I was a player as well. And now I learned that because at some time I was very competitive, and I wanted to, you know, to give a lot more, and then I also was that guy that I was blaming a lot, and tilting also myself a lot, and that affected the team. And I learned with that. I learned, and I wanted to tell them that that's a bad thing, right? Because I have that experience, and I tried to solve that. I did. I kind of did solve that, but I think it was one at some point. It was already the players was they needed to change because they were not comfortable to play with some other players. But they are all friends now. It was just in-game issues.
Yeah.
Outside there, everyone is friendly.
So you were only there for 3 games of the Swiss Esports League. So maybe I think it's because of these problems, but what was the reason that you're not coaching Sparks anymore?
The main reason, like I said, was the commitment. You know, I can say because the tilt issue we fixed that. Maybe it was a bit too late, but they give also. I also appreciate that from them, from the players, because it's not easy to get rid of that easily, and they have a good mindset if they want to work on that, and they fixed that the tilt problem, which I thought it will be really hard, and they did that, but the commitment was the main issue for myself. That's why I left the team.
So it was your first time being a coach. So what is the most difficult part about being a coach?
It's when you see your team is losing and you can't do anything to solve them. You know, you are trying, you are thinking, and you cannot do anything. I think that's the most frustrating thing as a coach. You know.
Especially for an ex-player. In the past, you were
Yeah.
losing, you could start playing real good,
Yes.
but now you just watch them fall apart. But then you
Yeah.
have the technical pauses, but you can only
Yes.
do so much.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
Now, it's your first time being a coach, so what did you learn? What were all the things you learned or improved
Uh,
on?
yeah. I can say, but I can say improve because even though it was my first experience, I have like an idea how it would be. So and I improved on that because when I do something, I'm already ready. Even before
Yeah.
I start. Uh, and what I learned was more on the psychological side, for the players. That if I want to help them, I need to be also in the right mindset to help them, and be able to help them also. I have to really understand the players more in details, more because the first time sometimes I didn't understand them, even though they were wrong. My position, I'm wrong, but I have to fix that and not try. You are wrong. It's like I have a solution for the problem, but if I don't fix the problem, I can say whatever I want. Like people say, this is bad, but they don't find the solution. When you want to criticize something, you have to find the solution, right?
Hmm.
As
Yeah.
well. So I think I have to also improve on that because it was my first time and I was not aware of that. I give the input and I say that was wrong, but sometimes I just say that and without solution.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Something like
so
that.
it didn't help. You just said, yeah, you are wrong, but not, yeah, you are wrong because of blah, blah, blah. So it doesn't help them. It just makes
And maybe
them even angrier.
not like that even angrier, and in some case maybe, but
Yeah.
yeah, because this game is really psychologically,
Yeah.
and yeah, it was like I should like put that player apart from the others because if I put up if I point up a problem with a player which has problem with others, then they will got into him, then that player will feel like, everyone is attacking him, right?
Mm-hmm.
Then I should like come alone with him and talk.
Yeah.
So I think that's the thing I learned the most, you know, and you have to improve. And I already improved because I know next time I will do like so. Because I'm a kind of a guy. If I see a issue, I really improve it very fast and fix it very fast. I can see it and feel it.
So, what are some of the things you did very well, you are proud of? You thought, okay, I did that very well. Maybe the mental aspect or the tactical aspect. What did you think was something you did very
Uh,
well?
Mental aspects and also uh, technical aspect, both I will say. In giving some calls, some readings. I think I give. Otherwise, every time I try to give some input, some call, it would make sense, and we saw that because that worked. And also, and psychologically, I give them some advices, and they took it and they heard it, but maybe it takes longer than we expect to fix them, and they also have to experience from the past to get better. That's how you get better from the mistakes and the losses, right?
So, if I'm a player, I maybe look at Simple and think, oh my god, I want to play like him. But as a coach, maybe I look at Sonic and think, I want to be like him. So, did you have someone as well that you try to structure your work around?
Yeah, exactly. And Sonic, it's really the one
Ah, okay,
I
perfect.
I really. It's not like he's my role model in the game, but as a coach, I think he's the best one because I think he works a lot outside the game as well. He's that kind of a guy that helps them in many ways that you cannot imagine. You know, and when I went to the coach thing, I used him like how can I say it, like example.
Hmm.
I wanted to do like him,
Yeah.
something like that.
Do you think you could also model some coaches outside of esports? Maybe football coaches, maybe Jose Mourinho would for you, right? Maybe you could take some of the things he does in football and
Yeah,
apply it to esports, right?
yeah, exactly. Because the thing, a coach, people maybe think coach is only a CS:GO coach who only works for CS:GO. CS:GO. I think a coach um, has to have like the game knowledge from each sports, right? He has to have knowledge, right? Not only the psychologically side, right? But there's both sides. It's psychologically, which will work in every sport, right? You can football, basketball, whatever you want to call, or Rocket League, and then you have the game knowledge, which is it depends from the game that you have the most time on it, you know, and that's why I choose to be in CS:GO area because I have the most
Yeah.
knowledge in the game, and I also got offer to be a Valorant coach for Sparx as well for their main team. But it's something that like I told them, I don't have the game knowledge from Valorant, but I have the psychologically that I can help them.
Yeah.
So, but I think when I want to do something, I have to know both knowledge
Hmm.
and psychological.
Yeah, I'm happy that you stayed in CSGO and I hope that doesn't change. So, for my
uh,
next question, so the Swiss scene could really need some coaches. I recently heard that from Sioser about Swiss League of Legends that coaches would really help because they can help make that the team doesn't split up every fucking season. A coach can help them stick together. If there are some politics and they hate each other, a coach can help with that as well.
sure,
So do you
sure, sure.
think coaches are the are important for the Swiss scene to get to the
Of,
next level? So we don't only have these mixes one season and they split up, another mix split up. Will we
yeah,
get real teams maybe if we get coaches?
yeah, yeah. I like your point. Yeah, and I think a coach will really help that because I can say you, if I was not there, I think the team will be over way earlier.
Yeah.
That's what I think. Because I try to calm them very time, mostly a lot of times. And yeah, like your question about the Swiss scene to get better with coaches, I think that will really help them, the teams, to get longer together. The thing is, you cannot force players to play with players that they don't belong together.
Yeah.
Sometimes you have to split because sometimes because it's like a mixed personality, and sometimes the personality will not combine with the other personalities. Even though you try a lot. That's why you see in the pro scene also teams splitting up. But the coaches, at vet, they tried a lot to not do that, but it has to happen. So you cannot. Sorry, you cannot.
No problem.
It was my little dog. You cannot force the players to play with other players because it will get worse.
Now, if I'm a Swiss organization and I have a Swiss CSGO team, why should I get you?
Uh, I can work a lot on the psychologically and doing like structuring the team. Give them structure for the first time. Give them the basics. Uh, and make them play some good level CS. And fix their mistakes. That's what I think I can do. And also the psychological part. If that I think that's my best thing on the coach side. Yeah.
And I think that's a funny question. Would you like, would it be cooler for you to coach a very young team, maybe inexperienced team, and get them to be real good? Or would you prefer coaching a team with some veterans as well?
That's a good question. Yeah. For myself to get better on the skill to get better on my skill level coach, I think I had to go to a better team. You know what I mean? To
Yeah, yeah,
face better opponents, higher level skill, blah blah blah. You know, for myself to get better.
yeah.
But I also would like to coach like like you said, like a young team, because maybe if you help them and you see they are doing well, you're gonna be proud of you, and you're gonna also be proud of them because they're listening to you and they want to improve. That's also that side that's it's really funny, and I think is the most important thing. It's like when you have fun doing it and you are proud of yourself and they are proud of you know
So, what does your future look like now? Your coaching future?
uh since I left Sparx, and I talked with the CEO, and they proposed me to be the Valorant coach. Then I said that, yeah, I don't have the game knowledge for the game. And then I spoke with their manager, and then they decided to give me a try. I decided to give a try. I said like that. And then they said they're a bit busy now, and they will maybe contact me on December, something like that. But I don't know. Still, I don't have still like a sure thing to that. And I also have some teams interested in me, in Switzerland and outside Switzerland. I have a really big organization from Spain that wants me to give a try. But yeah, they are struggling a bit now in players, and they have also a lot of coaches interested. So they have to try. They told me they will try out which one, and the better will stay with them, of course.
So it looks like you have a very promising future ahead of you, even maybe outside of Switzerland, if not in Switzerland.
Yeah.
So, these were all my questions. Is there anything you want to say at the end? Anything?
Um, I can give you advice for the young players or older
Yeah, that's cool.
players. Uh, if you really want to improve and to be successful in whatever you do in life, not only in CS or other games, you have to commit, like you have to do sacrifices, uh, and you really need to go all in that if you really want to be the best. And I know some players say ego is bad, having ego is bad, but I think if you have ego and you use that in the right way, it's something really good. Because myself, I had no ego, but I used like it was like it brings me confidence, and I see so many players, they are good, and they are not confident when they have important games. They feel the pressure. So if you have ego and you put ego into your confidence, instead of putting when we talk about ego is I am the best, and you put down the other players, right? That's ego. But if you use the right way of ego, because having ego, like simple, he had a lot of ego, and one of the best players in the world. But to fix that, I think he turned the ego into more confidence to him, and he's helping also other players, right? So I think you should use the ego in the right way, and not to feel and like not feel you are the best, but to give the others some some feedback, and to help others to get better, and to give yourself confidence. I
Well,
think
mhm.
that's the thing about ego.
Yeah,
Some players have it, but they don't know how to manage it. They use it on the wrong way.
yeah, I love to hear that. Like, I also think some arrogance can be good, some ego can be good because it gives you,
Confidence.
yeah, confidence.
Yeah.
Like, you would like to hear that. Like Ronaldo, for example. Of course,
Yeah.
you would call him maybe arrogant, but
Yes.
fuck yes, he is super
Yes.
confident.
Yeah, and that's why he's so good and
Yeah,
simple as well. You know, and because he used the ego to give him confidence.
yeah.
And he's a role model to a million of peoples, right? So ego is not a bad thing if you know how to deal with it. That's it. That was my like my I don't know what to say, but
Motivational speech at the end for you.
let's say like
Life lesson with dance. CSGO.
that. All right.
So yeah, that was everything from my part. Thank you very much for being here, Dance, once again.
It was my pleasure to be with you again. I really love to do that kind of things with you, and
Thank you, thank you.
it was a good thing to do again. It is the second time.
Yeah, I love to hear it. So also to the viewers, go and support Dance. Maybe if you're from an org, try to contact him. His Twitter is under his face cam. So yeah, go follow him as well. And I want to thank you everyone for watching. I appreciate it every time, and see you in the next video.
See you guys.